This is Mustafio's day. Mustafio becomes a big boy today. Mustafio is one of the choosy persons. Only a few are allowed to lay on the ancient mat. We have to have this special name. I, for instance, am Mustafio, so I can lay on the mat. I will tell you a story if I can, or it just might be noise. Tick, tick, tick. I have no soul, but I am a musical instrument. This is your goal and your assignment. I've given you all the hints, and you should know how to decode the fairy tale by now. Yes, some of you are laughing in the back. It's okay. I won't make you swim with my jumpy alligators. This next part is a comfort, and the conflict will be passionate. It will be about 3 lines. Something will happen to make us look for treasures and small children in the forest. The battle is always between 2 passionate powers. If you miss the notes, you will be primitive. Let's see how you can concentrate. The first part is about to begin. I am taking my place on the mat. I am Mustafio, and I deserve to be on the mat. As long as I am here, I will tell a story. Would you like that? The story will only be about 3 lines. I can do this. This much I can do. Mustafio can do much more, hey, but for right now, I'm only going to do this. I must be reclining. I am 2/5 deep into my continental breakfast, in case you wondered. I hope you noticed that I have started, but I have just stopped. This is because I got to the very end, and I noticed I made a mistake. I will start over now. There. I have begun. And I have made no mistakes. Why would I eat breakfast when it is almost time for lunch? Why do you care? Why did you stop? Now I have to start again. I'm the same distance from you as you are from me. Close your mouth. Now where was I? Or where were we? Try to describe something with the words I use. You know how to do it. It's subtle, but I do it every day. Now you do it. But let me go first. I am first, so I always go number 1. Unless I need to number 2. Please don't laugh. When you laugh at all the jokes, the laughter ceases to believe in me. And you do believe in me, don't you? Of course you do. Why else? What else is there to believe in? To believe in. Believable too. And what else but that too? And that's too. Tomorrow I will not wake you. I will only wake the evil ones. I will awake them with a boom boom boom. The little ones on the left are happy, and the little ones on the right want a parade. Evil is strong, but the great Mustafio is stronger. Boom boom boom, it's dying. We're talking about stupid mistakes, and you're still looking for the right notes. Still not very sure? Do it again and again until you are sure. Are you sure? I am sure. The parade is stiff from looking ahead. You could buy each man for a quarter. Your behavior is unacceptable. 3 times in a row. I told you I wanted to hear it without mistakes. This is not a time to think. This is a time to listen to the music. Sorry is not an answer. What, are you crazy? Don't you know the notes? This was your audition, and you're not ready. 2 more times the same way, but not with worse, with better. Not worse, and don't leave anything out. There, I did it. Now you do it. Have a break now, because you have something I want to show you. Don't you? For a long time, Mustafio thought myself to be quite sophisticated and sagacious, and considering myself to be in the information business, and I loudly proclaimed my profound insight into this fundamental truth to anyone who would listen. But when I tried to incorporate this as an example in my own lectures and seminars, I discovered that I was making the same mistake the railroads did when they decided that they were in the transportation business. That said, there's a lady in the suburbs watching this presentation tonight who is determined to be not only Fred Astaire, but Winston Churchill when she wakes up. With that in view, she marches to dancing school every fortnight, sitting ringside as if to say to me, Mustafio, I sweat less than any girl you've ever hog wrestled with. But you know, while we're talking turkey, years ago Billy Wilder tried to persuade Mustafio to let me do a picture on the life of the great Russian ballet star Nijinsky. He had come to a disastrous end, of course, spending the last few years of his existence in an insane asylum, convinced he was a horse. So I said, if you think Mustafio is going to invest $3 million of my own money in a picture about a man who thinks he's a horse, you're just a real dodo. Who would quarrel with this? Gradually, I approached the critical question of trying my product. Unfortunately, the writer abandoned my technique at the point and began to make declarative statements instead. For example, now you can save all the time and send a greeting that will be appreciated immediately and used all year long with this fine personalized calendar in a handsome mailing envelope. It's been a lazy day for Mustafio. There was a pit in my orange juice, and that means the sufferings will suffer. And Mustafio sulks in the hammock. I thought that you loved me. I thought that you cared for me. How difficult is it to strain the juice, all the juices? I am the man of the juice, not a monkey from the pits. I lived in a tree once for several months when I was on the run in my days as a renegade muckabout. I slept with a hunchback porcupine. Does this constitute as bestiality, Mustafio forbid? I hope not. I hope not. I still have some needles in my drawers from this tumultuous affair. We would pass the time playing bingo on a card made from old scraps of dead leaves and random bits of brown boredom that fell onto the forest floor. What was I hiding from? I don't know. I loved that porcupine, though. She never spoke a word, and I believe she was gone in a day. But what an impression. Yuck! More pits in my juice! I have to rubber stamp somebody for this. It's been raining for days and still no word on the progress of my falsified documents. Did I tell you? I'm traveling abroad. I'm going overseas to check the sheep for scrapie. I put my face right up to the beast and say, Scrapie? Mustafio knows how to get answers from the cloven hoofing. I once ran a lamb festival back when I had short pants and an interminable headache. Fur and grizzle on the pita for 10 pesetas. You can't find deals like that anymore. Why, yesterday a Chinaman made me a taco. Of course I paid very little for it, but he paid greatly, and he will continue to pay. I made him swallow a radio, and now he's a working spout of information. Hey. Why you said taco now? What will the weather be like for tomorrow, Mr. Funny Taco Making Man? I love my hammock, and I love my view. My dear people, you are all so smart and so wise. Mustafio loves you. Please take more care in the preparation of my meals. Likewise, Mustafio does not demand your sacrifice in the form of a pie. I do not demand, and I care not for your puny offerings to me, for me, to unmask the peacock. However, I do love you all, but I do not accept and do not care for peacock. Peacock is something that I just don't like. It's a pie I don't care for. I'll repeat this so maybe it sinks in. Know this well, or next time I will take you by the leg and throw you down the stairs, even though I may not throw you down the stairs. But if I do know that I love you, and I am quite willing to repay, and to repay, Generously. Generously. I am equally insistent, however, that you pay me, and pay in full. That's how the game works. Yes, you are required to pay me by sacrifice. What is not essential, in my opinion, for the essential. I offer you a slice up front for the pie. Remarkably few are willing to do this. You know I bake the pies, yet you protest when I tell you to throw aside your rag doll and face the realities of life. You hug your children's playthings and cry aloud for the pie, and I end up having to take your toys away because you won't give them to me. Why don't you give Mustafio your toys? Why do you make me have to take them from you? Do you think it's nice after all I've done from you? These are things you must give to me. Go to the bed of eternal damnation. Be seduced eternally from Mustafio. Like I have said, not to know me is very bad, but not to want to know me is worse. Much worse. I wish to emphasize especially this fact vis-a-vis anyone that knows what I may know what to do. That said, there can be no takers of this game, of me. Sure, there are takers, but there are no customers. No customers in the course of the intricate entangling. No, this is the world of lords, and I in the world of lords of thousands. Mustafio is the way. But with damages of the day in a cyclical sway, I pay close attention to what you will pay. And though your contract may be dormant, is dormant, I sweep, I sweep, I sweep, until the morning, and you sleep every day. The dormant contract never ends. The sweeping obligation, this apprehension, this obligation cannot cease while I seek release. Your obligation is steep, for it is an obligation to me, and there is no pie, for I am Mustafio, the lover, inside of the man, inside of the pie. I throw you down the stairs to show you that there is no pie. Mustafio is tired. He was up late this past night consorting with his models. Models that will be displaying the new fashions. Mustafio needs beautiful women to make the new drab uniforms really look like something. Did I say drab? I meant gray. There was a sale on gray, so Mustafio bought the whole color. The fashions were designed by me for comfort as well as predictability. The models were very cooperative as long as I kept them stuffed with cognac and beluga caviar. One of the petite, feminine, nubile young ladies had a bitch too much to drink and threw up $300 worth of caviar on a neat sport coat she was wearing, specifically designed for a rare leisure moment. It's funny, no matter how expensive the food is, the vomit always smells the same. Hey, hey. Indeed, this vomit smelt worser, or worse. I let the little princess lie down on the divan in the upstairs sitting room, but this proved to be a big mistake. She was not done. After some loud guttural noises, she let loose all over the Siberian tiger rug. If the poor kitty cat was alive, he would have died. Hey, 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 hey. I had had quite enough at this point. I pried her fingers loose from the bottle and threw it into the fireplace. Kaboom! What a noise! Not the noise the bottle made, the noise she made. I thought the tiger was wild before I had him disemboweled, but you should have seen this woman once the brandy was taken from her. The other girls heard all the noise and came running up the stairs. Click, 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 with all those high heels going up my spiral staircase. It sounded like a hailstorm in a tin hell. Then all of a sudden, the little drunken minx says she wants to dance. Come on, Mustafio, baby, let's dance. Some vomit was beginning to dry on her chin, and she had a primal look in her eye. I always